What is love? Most people associate love with hearts, flowers, and chocolate, and all things sweet and nice. But what causes this feeling of butterflies in our stomachs? Even though we would like to believe that this is a magical process happening in our hearts, this is far from the truth. Love is actually an emotion evolving in our brain by release of the so-called love hormone, oxytocin. Let's look a little closer on how this happens chemically. Here we are looking at the structural formula for oxytocin. Oxytocin is a peptide of 9 amino acids. The oxytocin molecule is built up mainly by oxygen, nitrogen, and hydrogen atoms. The molecule has a few double bonds. So chemically speaking, this is what love looks like. But how did this actually work? When touching and communicating with another person in an intimate situation, oxytocin is formed in the part of the brain called the hypothalamus. This is also the center of our brain that has to do with stress. The hormone is released to the bloodstreams. Here the oxytocin affects our central nervous system. When oxytocin is released, the amount of cortisol in our blood is reduced by half, our pulse and blood pressure decreases, and we are simply more likely to feel loved and relaxed. In the real world, oxytocin is all around us. When hugging another person for more than 30 seconds, oxytocin is released. Oxytocin is also released during sex. It makes us feel closer to the other person and strengthens our relationship. These reactions happening in our brain are actually very similar to the feeling you get when you take cocaine. If you don't have enough oxytocin in your blood, you are more likely to be affected by stressful situations and work assignments. Your concentration level drops, and remembering new information gets harder. 95% of all animals do not produce any oxytocin. Evolutionary scientists claim that humans release oxytocin because human babies are attached to their parents for more years than animals are. Both men and women carry oxytocin, but women are more likely to release oxytocin than men. A woman giving birth is releasing oxytocin, and it makes the mother feel a maternal connection and responsibility towards her baby. Oxytocin is also released while breastfeeding, so this is part of why this hormone is so important. We simply would not evolve the feeling of love and contentment if it weren't for this fantastic hormone.
Created using Powtoon.